With the end of Game of Thrones very near in the month of April, many fans have begun to speculate and come up with their own theories on who will win the Iron Throne and how the series will end. Today, Josue and I, the Panic Brothers, are going to discuss our theories on who we think will take the Iron Throne and win the Game of Thrones. Josue, why don't you start off with your thoughts on the series finale and who's going to win this whole thing?
Right, so if we were to take a look at the entire lineage of who has sat on the Iron Throne, we just see a bunch of Targaryens, and if we just go based off of that, it's kind of easy to deduce that maybe it'll be Daenerys who will sit on the Iron Throne and bring back that tradition of Targaryens as the king of Westeros. However, when Robert Baratheon took over and became the first Baratheon to sit on the Iron Throne, well, really not even just the first Baratheon, the first non-Targaryen to sit on the Iron Throne, it kind of opened the door for literally anyone to sit on the Iron Throne. We had Robert, we had Joffrey, then we had Tommen, and now we currently have Cersei.
It has not been very good ever since we haven't had Targaryens on the throne, to be quite honest.
Even with
some pretty bad leaders.
Even with Targaryen, I mean, look at Aerys II. Like, he was the Mad King, dude. Like, he did not anything better.
Before that, they had a good track, 300 years of, some decent leadership. I mean, that's what happens when you interbreed in your own family. Eventually, you get someone who's just deranged, right?
I feel like they were deranged for a while before the Mad King, to be honest. God. So we had Robert Baratheon, who was killed, Joffrey, who was murdered, and Tommen, who committed suicide. And now we finally have Cersei.
Jumped straight out that window.
Just jumped straight out. And now we just only have Cersei. And my honest thought, Cersei will not sit on the Iron Throne by the end of the season.
I do not think she will live past the season. There's no way she survives. It just wouldn't make sense to me if she survived or had the Iron Throne. It doesn't make sense. Everything points to her losing.
Exactly. There is just no way that she will survive, that she will win. And she's just so stubborn, to be fair. And I think that's what's going to kill her at the end of the show.
Yeah, she's stubborn. She doesn't have enough forces to fight anybody. She can't fight the White Walkers at all by herself. And she can't fight the combination of Jon and Daenerys. And the prophecy still states there will be a queen, like someone like more deserving of the title of leader than Cersei herself. Yeah. Remember the prophecy stated that? And it also stated that there would be a little brother who would, screw her plans over. So everything points to her losing.
The writing's on the wall. Cersei will not be it. She will never be it. She will never be the king of Westeros.
She doesn't have it.
Yeah, she doesn't have it. So we can just take her out of the equation. Jaime has a better chance of being the king of Westeros, but no one wants to see Jaime as king of Westeros.
Also, I think low-key, that's a discussion for another time, but I think Jaime is just not going to become leader because I feel like he'd feel too guilty knowing that he took his lover's seat. Like, he'd probably prefer just not being a king at all if Cersei is not queen.
Not to say that, I mean, everyone in this family would be dead. Because I have a fair opinion that Jaime will be the only Lannister left besides Tyrion. I think
Jaime's gonna get cut.
So off the bat, Cersei is not getting it. So then, who's left?
Well, I think personally, it's either no one gets it, like literally no one gets Iron Throne. The whole system of the monarchy will collapse and they will have to start a new system. Or it's either Daenerys or Jon Snow. Because everyone else doesn't make any sense, dog. Sansa's not going to lead. She's like over there in Winterfell and she's loyal to the Starks and she's doing a good job leading over there. So she's going to stay there. Tyrion is not a leader and Tyrion will never pick that position up at all. Arya's not a leader either. She does not want that. Gendry becoming the king would be the biggest troll move in Game of Thrones history. The Night King wouldn't come and sit down on the Iron Throne. If anything, he would just destroy the place. And then Jaime, I don't see happening because I think Jaime will die along with Cersei or go down whatever hole Cersei goes down because he's too loyal to his lover. And I don't think he would want to lead at all. So I think it's either between Daenerys and Jon Snow. And it also helps that like we have all these different theories and prophecies people have brought up in the past, like the Azor Ahai prophecy that states that the last person that was able to defeat the White Walkers sacrificed his lover and killed them. So that kind of points towards Jon Snow and Daenerys coming together to save society against the White Walkers. And if that happens, I feel like Jon Snow would just end up becoming king with Daenerys dying. Or vice versa. It could be the other way around, because people have brought before that in prophecy, the old High Valyrian language has the prince as a gender-neutral word. So the prince that's destined to rule could be Daenerys. So who knows, maybe Daenerys will sacrifice Jon Snow to help save society against the White Walkers, and then she'll become queen. But it has to be one of those two or nobody, because no one else makes any sense, dog.
See, this is the toughest thing about this, is that I want to 100% agree. My honest personal thought is Jon Snow will be King of Westeros and sit on the Iron Throne at the end of the show. And honestly, I want nothing more than that, because that will just make my life, honestly. I love Jon Snow. I'm a humongous Jon Snow fan, but I can't shake the feeling that we're gonna get thrown for a loop and we're gonna get something completely out of left field.
Do you think nobody that we're even thinking of is gonna get brought up?
I see, the thing is, you brought up 3 points. You brought up it was either gonna be no one, Daenerys, or Jon Snow. And I feel like those are the 3 most likely solutions. But some part of me is really hoping that Game of Thrones pulls a Game of Thrones on us and just really shocks us.
I would be so mad, dude.
I don't know. I truly don't know. I feel like...
What do you think would be the biggest Game of Thrones twist, then? What do you think would be a big twist they'll throw in?
I personally do think there's a humongous chance that we will see the Night King really take over Westeros.
Really?
Which I really want that to happen,
lead Westeros?
If it's not... No. Just to, like, I want everyone to die. Oh, pretty much. That's
okay.
That's really, because realistically, I see no possible solution to everyone in Westeros beating the Night King and his White Walker army. I don't know how.
You know, there's a small chance that Cersei, Jon, and Daenerys will all work together.
And what? Do what? What are they gonna do?
They can beat them.
No, they can't. No, they can't.
Dude, if back then a dude with a flaming sword who sacrificed his wife was able to beat them, I'm pretty sure 3 dudes in a giant army can beat them.
Oh my god, please. The only opportunity they have, in my opinion, is just the dragons. And even then, the Night King has a dragon himself now. So...
Well, they got 2, though. 2 dragons is more than 1.
The one dragon that the Night King has is an ice dragon, bro.
Nah, you tripping. You tripping. The Night King is not gonna win this. He is not gonna win this, dog.
I'm not
He's
saying...
gonna do damage. I think he's gonna do heavy damage, but he's not gonna win.
I don't know. I'm just saying that I feel like I personally cannot just lock myself down to a solid answer. What I want is Jon Snow, but what I personally believe is that something will happen that is completely out of left field, which kind of sucks, because even though no matter how much I really do want Jon Snow on the Iron Throne, I feel like I will also be disappointed a bit if Jon Snow was on the Iron Throne, because it's exactly what I expected.
Well, like, I think the way they can do it so it's not so dissatisfying is Jon Snow loses everything in the process. Or I think would be more fitting, I think my number 1 pick, to be quite honest, would be Daenerys winning it, but her losing everything in the process. So if Daenerys or Jon Snow wins, everyone's going to be like, man, that was too predictable, that was too easy. But if you take everything that they had and strip it away, it makes it a lot more like, okay, well, this is kind of a bittersweet ending. Like, imagine if Daenerys wins and she loses her right-hand aide, or loses her armies, or loses Jon Snow, loses Jorah, like any of these characters. Like, it's gonna be more bittersweet for her to win it, you know? Or maybe even worse, loses her dragons in the process. I think it's possible for one of them to get it. It's just that it's gonna take a lot of sacrifice for one of them to get on the throne, which will make it more satisfying for them to take the throne. But there's no way both of them, I think, live at the end of this. And there's no way, like, either one take it with a happy ending where it's like, oh, Jon Snow wins, huh?
Right. And I would especially love to see Daenerys finally get humbled a bit, because her long list of titles at this point is just getting a little bit too ridiculous. And honestly, if she was Queen of Westeros, you know that's gonna get added to the resume. And you know, by that point, her resume will be too long that you're gonna have to actually sit there for hours just to like
Reading
hear her
it.
introduction.
It's like these Zamiro AKAs.
Yes,
AKA Khaleesi, AKA Queen of Westeros, AKA
Mother of Dragons. And it's just, we get it. You know, Jon Snow would just be like, here's the king. There he is.
You think if Jon Snow found out he was Targaryen, he would still just rock the name Jon Snow? Like, I'm not about titles.
I don't know. I feel like Jon Targaryen doesn't fit him.
No, because his real name is Aegon Targaryen.
Even worse. That doesn't make it any better.
Anyway, whatever. Those are our thoughts on who we think we're going to take the Iron Throne. Please, by all means, comment on who you think will win. I like to see somebody bring up a character we did not bring up. Because if you're going to bring up a character we have not brought up, then you are really just pushing it. Like, Hot Pie, I don't see taking.
What? He has a solid shot. Solid chance. Solid. The throne is up for anyone at this point.
Oh, shut up. Thank you, though, guys, for listening to this episode. Appreciate it. Get excited for the new Game of Thrones season. And make sure to subscribe. And make sure to stay tuned for our next episode where we discuss who is going to die in the last season of Game of Thrones. Until then, thanks again. See you guys.
See ya.